lot of issues here. This shooting is certainly a tragedy. There's no doubt. And I personally am mindful that every human being had a mother, had a childhood, represents thousands and thousands of hours of care and love. Everyone has a family. There's no question about that. And every police
Here comes that butt. Comes that butt.
Thinks the same thing. In this case, you have two separate issues. You have whether basically the first issue is any of this justifiable legally? Whether it's tragic or avoidable is a separate issue. We all heard cases where a police officer accidentally or shoots a 12-year-old kid with a toy gun. It's not. It's tragic. Having been in that circumstance, one shot becomes 4 shots becomes 1 shot if you are in fear of your life. Now, how could this looks very, very difficult to justify. How could it be justifiable? Police officer pulls the guy over, runs his tag, knows he has a pistol permit. So now you're approaching an armed guy. Shouldn't be that. Should maybe raise you up a little bit. You approach the car and you ask for your license registration. Now, according to the girlfriend, he volunteers. Mr. Castillo volunteers the fact he's armed. If the police officer says, just keep your hands where I can see him, don't move. And if he does this, hang on a second, at that point,
that's how they're saying happened. You're saying, yeah,
you don't know if that happened. I don't know what saying. Hold on. Let me just give you.
Oh, let's go.
You're not saying that this doesn't look bad. Of course it looks bad. And by the way, this may be a police officer who just overreacted, was acting in a way that's not consistent with.
Oh, look at that black dude. Black dude like, there's some bullshit I'm about to got to go in.
For me to be in his shoes, I have to see what he sees and feel. If I tell a guy, listen, you have a weapon, don't make a move. Keep your hands where I can see them. Yes, I have a license. Well, what do I do? Now, by the way, one of the answers is better training, better positioning tactically.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the answers. Bitch, that's the first one. Because you don't get trained right then, bitch. You get trained before.
While I can concede that officers of the law have an incredibly difficult job with respect to the discretion that they have to employ and the split-second decisions that they have to make, when you talk about overreaction, it seems like we're only having these sorts of conversations about overreaction when it comes to a certain group of people.
Thank you.
Dylann Roof can walk into a church, kill 9 people. He's armed to the teeth, and he gets escorted to Burger King after he's apprehended without a scratch. He goes to trial because that's what our system says will happen. Individuals can bomb a marathon in Boston, be hunted down by police, ultimately apprehended. One of them goes to trial because that's what our system says happens. Aurora, Colorado, man shoots up a movie theater. He's apprehended, sets explosives throughout his entire home. He's apprehended, goes to trial because that's what our system says happens. There's no overreaction. There's no overreaction when it comes to those individuals. And the only difference, do you know that discern? Just let me finish. The only difference that I can discern in those instances is that those officers had to be well aware that there would be consequences for overreactions. And there are no consequences. There's no accountability when you talk about the loss and violation of black lives.
By the way, most people shot by police are white.
That's a percentage.
Thank you. Let's not. I love it when they throw that one. That most people, motherfucker, there's more white people. We talking about proportionately the rate, motherfucker. The rate.
At the moment this incident happened,
I love it.
was in the police officer's mind. Now, I'm not suggesting this guy was justified. I'm suggesting the other incident in Baton Rouge, much more justifiable. Different case entirely. When there are situations, I've sat in this chair a million times and tell you the cop was wrong. A million times I've
sat in this chair a million times. I've sat in this chair 20 million times, and I've only covered one time where there was a white kid who was killed by
It's absolutely not true.
It's absolutely tragic. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Statistically, go ahead, Peter.
It just seems like, I'm just speaking for what I hear and what I see. It seems like there is an issue with, for whatever reason,
fear.
A lot of officers being scared of black people. Let's just call it what it feels like. That's what it appears to be. I don't understand.
Law enforcement officers in America have weaponized blackness. And I hate to say that because it sounds very bold, but it's very true.
You don't hate to say it.
Blackness has been weaponized to the point that we, as a people, exhibit a higher threat to law enforcement and law enforcement interaction than people from other countries.
What? Thank you.
That's a result of the country country, the history of this country. It's also a result probably of crime. I know that's where you're going. You're going to say most of the crime committed by
The simple fact is, unfortunately,
police officers are trained. That's what police officers are trained to do, to deal with people.
you're exactly right. Now, my point in this case, and by the way, in Baton Rouge, although one I believe is justifiable, one does not seem to be justifiable.
I don't see how that was justifiable either.
Wait a second, but we were talking offset about an incident that happened to me that involved one of my personal ones. I was a young agent, had a guy hands up.
Your situation seemed justifiable. This one didn't seem justifiable.
You said. No, let's continue to talk about this because listen, no, don't get me wrong. I'm from Baton Rouge. I know most of the players involved, and if I don't know them, they're connected to my family. So I know that this man had a criminal record. Okay, whatever. But if you look at
the
what
time,
happened,
I know that.
police officers are trained to de-escalate situations. And as I'm speaking to people who are high up in law enforcement in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, they are saying that it looks bad for the officers. The officers appear at this point, unless something else comes out, to have acted too aggressively. And the language that they use with this man, you're dead, and possibly using other racial language. At this point, unless something else comes out, those officers are in big trouble.
You're responding to a man with a gun call. So, as you're rolling up on the scene, you know this guy, as far as you know, has a firearm he's already brandished in one person. We agree so far. You give him lawful arrest commands, he's not complying. They tried to stun him for whatever reason, that was not operation. Now, the way they took the guy down, very bad. There's much better ways to do that. By the way, why rush? You got time, the guy's not going anywhere, okay? Take your time, take him down and run. But now, he goes to the ground. Both weapons are holstered until one of them says he's got a gun. How does that happen? Probably they're wrestling, and I can tell you.
Did they know you had a gun from the scene?
Now they know. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
But by the way, and I've told this before, I don't believe Mr. Shirley was trying to pull the weapon on the cops. What I think might have happened, he might have said, try to get that gun, throw it away, get it off this person. For whatever reason, at that time, he had a gun on him. The police officer knows how. He feels the pocket. He knows it's a gun. If that hand goes into that pocket for any reason, what do you want them to do?
Okay, we're going to talk about that next. But let me just say, I am one who always says that you should comply with police officers, especially as a man of color.
That's
When I
exactly
stop
right.
by police
I
officer,
tell my kids the same thing.
officer, why are you stopping me? Yes, officer, or whatever. Now, I'm an American. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to be yes sir in anybody, right? I'm a grown, you know what man.
You don't say sir, but he's
Yes, but I do it because I want to stay alive. That's why I do it. I shouldn't have to. Now, my friends, my white counterparts, don't do that. They speak to police officers in a way that I speak to them just like you do. And that is the reality of it. I have to do that because I want to stay alive. As accomplished as accomplished as I am, and a man of color on television who are recognizable to many people, I have to do that because I don't want to be shot and I don't want to be killed. And I am someone who is never in trouble. The only time I ever stopped is for something stupid, riding a skateboard on the sidewalk. That's the kind of crap I'm stopped for, not for anything else. And when that happens, yes, officer, how may I help you?
I say the same thing. And I tell my kids to say the same thing.
And that's what the guy in Minnesota, they said his mother said, she taught him the same thing, and he is dead today.
See, here's the thing. And Don brings up a very good point with this. This notion that compliance and respectability can save someone's life in an encounter of police is not the reality for black men in this country. That is a problem.
But I still say, and I know people get upset, if an officer stops you, you do what he says.
There's no disagreement there.
And you do it.
But I think where he's
You have to, but in this environment, to stay alive, you should do that.
There's no question that from a practical standpoint, I mentor young men in Brooklyn. I tell them the very same thing. We want you alive. We want you around. So we need you to conduct yourself in a certain way when you're dealing with law enforcement, even though that should not be. But really quickly, I want to make this point. We are making each and every one of these situations about the facts. Did this person do this? Did this person not? Et cetera, et cetera. Those are decisions that should be made by a jury. Those are decisions that should be made in a criminal court of law because that's what our system dictates. Yeah. These are not decisions to be made after the fact as an officer has decided to take that person's own hands and kill someone.
And remember, everybody, I've gone at least 5 or 10 minutes over. I'm going to be in big trouble. But I want to say the president is also weighing in on this, and I'll give you a little before we go to break. President of the United States weighing in on this, he released a statement saying all Americans should be deeply troubled by the fatal shootings of Alton Sterling in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Philando Castile in Falcon Heights, Minnesota. We have seen such tragedies far too many times, and our hearts go out to the families and the communities who have suffered such painful losses. Then he talks about the Department of Justice, how they've opened investigations. He also talks about the task force that he initiated. And
I love
in
it.
the meantime, okay, and this is very important, I think, all Americans should recognize the anger, frustration, and grief that so many Americans are feeling. Feelings that are being expressed in peaceful protests and vigils. Michelle and I share those feelings. Rather than fall into a predictable pattern of division and political posturing, let's reflect on what we can do better. Let's come together as a nation and keep faith with one another in order to ensure a future where all our children know that their lives matter. The President of the United States. We'll discuss on the other side of this program.